So this is a video titled "What's Wrong with Epstein?" And that will be the title of the video. Um, I think what I wanted to say, and this is going to get some enemies, is when we look at things like the Epstein case, we look at it from the lens of being American and European. And what I mean by that is there are people in both countries that I would say are not well off. Most of them don't have the internet or phones or a decent place to live. Um, but I'm more talking to and about the people who have pretty much everything they'll need, like to a certain extent, some more than others. Um, and when you have everything you need, uh, you you're coddled, right? You have uh, a level of security that doesn't allow you to consider a life any other than the life you're living, right? When you look at things like how could a parent sell their kid to a trafficker like Epstein, um, and we don't think that there are touristy parts of Panama that we are shown, um, parts where Epstein was getting these kids from. Uh, I'll use Brazil as an example, right? There's the touristy part of Brazil that you get shown like colorful buildings or like Jamaica and stuff like that, and then there's the rest of Jamaica, the rest of Brazil, the rest of the world that the tourists aren't meant to go to, that are basically living in poverty, um, where where the parents have to either sell their kid to someone from Europe or America, or either watch their son and daughter starve, or in the case of them having old daughters, having to, basically have their daughters sell their ass at a very young age. When we look at the kids on Epstein Island, we see kids that like, oh, why aren't they in school? How bad of the parents to do that. Those are that is the best thing that could happen to some of those kids. It's to end up on Epstein's Island, and this is where I'm going to get down to the meat and potatoes of this. America and Europe isn't the world. It just isn't. Uh, we have made things so easy for ourselves that we cannot consider that there is a world where parents have to sell their kids. We are in no position to tell a parent in a third world country how to provide for their kids. And if any people from America and Europe were in that position, or in parts of the world where you had to basically wonder where the next meal was coming from, they don't have DoorDash. They don't have Uber Eats. Not everybody has a cell phone. Not everybody can live with their parents. Not everybody can live off welfare and their state for overeating and becoming fat. Some countries, people have to worry about, paying bills. And those are the lucky ones. Those parents have to, their dream is that a wealthy, white or black or whatever, some wealthy person from a foreign country that's better off than them will come in and swoop their sons and daughters away to a better life. So as for the kids that ended up on Epstein's Island, the problem was Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm just going to say that. Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman that was tied to Mossad and the CIA. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Just search things up on your phone. My videos aren't monetized. You're able to minimize my video, keep it playing, and look things up. and not on Wikifakia either, on an actual website. Do actual research. Because that's the problem. People who don't want to do research, who just want to be keyboard warriors, taking their small, narrow lens of how they look at the world and saying that's how it should be. Okay, you want to pay for people in poor parts of the world to have internet and education? You want them to have a better life? Pay up. Stop sending money to the warlords in Africa, to the fake charities. Look at other parts of the world that need help and help them out. Not to the Cancer Foundation, where less than half of that money goes to actually fighting cancer. But that doesn't feel good. That's not something you can show people. You don't care what happens to the kids on Epstein's Island. Matter of fact, no one wants to think what happened to them. Where did they go? How about you look and see what McDonald's and Wendy's are getting charged for? Human DNA in their food. You want to know where the kids went? The kids go that no one wants to take care of? The kids that don't end up with some wealthy pervert? You know what sex trafficking is? It's for sex. The problem is human trafficking. Those are the kids, men and women, that end up in food product. All those kids on Epstein's Island were from poor parts of the world that no one gave a fuck about. And that girl that everybody likes to bring up, I'm gonna say it. She didn't know what happened to her. But it wasn't rape. Look at FBI photos of rape victims, men, women, and children. You know what they have in common? Black circles under their eyes. That's what a rape victim looks like. It's not a fashion statement. It's not a cosmetic choice. When you rape someone, you take their life. You take their childhood. You steal. That's what rape means, to steal and to take, to reap. Go into a field and reap. Look at what words mean. Right? You know who killed that little girl? Who gave that little girl that Epstein slept with mental issues? The parents. It's the parents that came up with the concept of rape. They fucked that little girl's brain up. She was getting paid. I bet her parents liked the money that was coming in. But it wasn't until the stupid Americans and Europeans made a big problem about it. Look at what's going on with the FBI. Why Trump's investigating. Look at why people hate Trump so much. Yeah, Trump was on Epstein's Island. He's a pervert. And maybe that's where Melania Trump came from. Does she look like a rape victim? Do you honestly think he divorced any of his wives? And people who fucking say shit against him, well, he married his daughter. Any person, any normal man with the money that Trump and Epstein had would do the same shit. They would fill an island full of young girls and boys and women. Fucking jealousy. That's all it is. And that's why the mother did that to that little girl that Epstein slept with. She was fucking jealous. She wasn't being a parent, because I can reiterate again, Epstein was paying her, was paying for school. He paid for school for a lot of those kids. You know why people went to Epstein's Island? before Ghislaine Maxwell showed up and started torturing kids to death and filming it? Because those people can't trust men and women with their money. They can't trust grown men and women not to marry them, then divorce them and take everything, or kill them in their sleep. Then maybe some of those men and women on that island, because women did it too, it wasn't just men. Not all of them were fat and ugly either. Maybe if the adults didn't treat each other so fucking badly, then people would be drawn to kids. A thing like Epstein's Island would exist. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell, the same person who used OpenSea to traffic kids from Haiti. The earthquake in Haiti, you know what's found? Trafficking tunnels. You know who runs Amber Alert? Ghislaine Maxwell. Look it up. And isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? People can call me a woman hater, I don't care. That as soon as a woman gets involved, everything goes south. The men just can't have the little pervert island. That they see a bunch of little girls and boys being taken care of by extremely wealthy, rich men and women. And they see the happiness, and it eats them up. Why can't that be me? That's what people think. The women think, why can't I be the little girl that they're playing with? And the men think, and I wish I was that wealthy. Why did he get to be that wealthy? It's not about looking out for kids. It's good old-fashioned human jealousy. Dressed up with a pretty bow. A present, a box made of little kids' bones and limbs stuffed in there with blood leaking out. And you can dress up with a bow and wrap it in the skins of little kids all you want. But all it is just slaughtered children, and you did it. So I hope you enjoy your chicken breast sandwich from Chick-fil-A. I wonder who else is going to get caught up in having human body parts in their food. But hey, everybody wins. The children don't get to be happy. The men get to be miserable. The women's competition is gotten rid of. The little girls aren't in the way anymore. And the men get to say they did their job. Everybody wins. And you get you get fast food as well. You get cheap fast food, cheap meat. So when you're eating when you're getting a nice chicken breast wrapped up in wrapping in the supermarket. Yeah. Even if you saw that getting removed from a little girl in person, you wouldn't even blink. Given some of the horror movies and shit you guys watch. Fucking snuff on a global level. How you treat each other in the civilized world. How long is this video? I'm going to end it here, but I'm just going to say, Europe's a warning. Europe's burning. If you don't blame me, look into Savile. Look into what the royal family were doing. There's a reason Diana got killed. She said the things she said. And just like her going off to a wealthy rich man and being happy, People look at that and they get jealous. There's not a woman alive during the time that Diana was alive saying that that whore deserved it. They may have not said it out loud. That womanizing Arab shouldn't have touched her. She was married. Anything at all to sleep at night. America will be next. Rape gangs in Europe. A flood of illegal immigrants. If Trump wasn't a wealthy pervert, people wouldn't hate him. It's jealousy. If Trump was a miserable like every other politician, people wouldn't hate him. It's the happiness you all hate. The joy. Those aren't little boys and girls sleeping with grown men and women who are fabulously wealthy. Those are human beings. And you all ain't. You ain't human beings at all. You fight over the stupidest shit on the internet. And the people who aren't on the internet can't afford to be. They're out in the real world. Anyway, thanks for watching. And I hope this video caught some people eating McDonald's. I hope it made you throw up in your fucking mouth.